Welcome back, friends. Last guy here. Time for more Great Ace Attorney. So let's go. Here we go. The juror's contention. I'm a guy with a top hat. That's not the voice. I'm a guy with a top hat. That's not the voice either. Guilty. He's got a top hat. She's got a sun hat. That's not the right voice. I got a sun hat. Golly, I don't know what the hell my hat is. Everyone's got a hat, by the way. Gas is my thing. I got this whatever hat. I'm an old man. Okay, oh, that's a better voice for the old man. I'm a man of logic, me, and I haven't considered all the evidence. The defendant must logically be guilty. I do agree the gas is far too expensive. I can quite understand why the man would want to avoid paying. The stuff explodes and it can poison you. It's absolutely lethal, gas is. Gas doesn't come for free. It costs a fortune to deliver it around the city and maintain the pipes. Truth be told, the tea my wife serves up for me is a little sketchy at times. If nothing else passed the victim's lips that night, there's no other explanation, is there? I like that voice better. Gonna forget it next time. I do feel that perhaps personal opinion about gas and its supply has influenced decisions somewhat. Somewhat? But never mind. No, you really should mind. The truth is, our counter-argument wasn't as unassailable as we'd hoped. And Mr. Shamsir was poisoned. There can be no doubt of that. Then, how are we supposed to turn this around? I think we need to establish the method by which Mr. Shamsir was actually poisoned. Our only hope is to demonstrate that to the court incontrovertibly. But that's surely almost impossible at this stage! If we don't manage it, though, Mr. Natsume will be found guilty! No delays, Counsel. Proceed with the summation examination. Hey! Got my sword out! Swinging at him. The defense's rebuttal. Not the big one, the little one. Alright, let's press. Hold it! All the evidence, you say? That's right, and there's no room for doubt. It's all pointing to that Japanese man with the big mustache. Oh, we're gonna do looking at people again? Okay. Says the Englishman with the bigger mustache. Which means we need to show the man some new evidence to make him change his mind. If only we had that kind of evidence. Don't worry, this summation examination has barely started, really. Perhaps there'll be a shift in the situation that shows an existing piece of evidence in a new light. Let's hope so. To start with, though, I need to find some way out of this deadlock. I do agree. Here we go. This isn't the time or the place to be discussing the price of gas, madam? Car. But really, think of the injustice. Air's the gas and air's free. Why should Altamont gas cost money? Because it's useful. It makes my blood boil. I can feel myself becoming more ruthless than ever. This isn't the time or the place to be ruthless either. If I might interject. There you go. Yes, madam? It seems my fellow juror takes issue with the price our company charges for gas. But it's precisely because of thieves like this man that the cost goes up. Oh, what a beastly man. That unkempt mustache, those hunched shoulders, poison tea and stealing gas. Utterly unforgivable. What, she's mixing people up? No. Mr. Natsume isn't the one who's been stealing gas. I'll thank you not to go adding on more crimes. Mr. Natsume hasn't been poisoning tea either. Well, anyway, I've quite made up my mind. It's as made up as the price of gas. Golly, I'm stupid. Okay, let's see this guy. Could we please talk about the poison rather than the gas, do you think, sir? Well, if you like, I mean, to be honest, I'd take poison over gas every time. You take poison? What I mean is, poison can only poison you. It doesn't explode, does it? Goodness me, what are you talking about? Set him straight, please, lawyer man. Well, it's certainly true that poison isn't prone to exploding. But I think you'll find poison also can't light or heat up the room. Ah, you're right. I hadn't considered that at all. Young lawyer man? Yes? You have a good head on your shoulders. We could use someone like you as our company's legal representative. Well, I wasn't expecting to pick up more business in the middle of a trial, that's for sure. Anyway, the point is, I haven't had the best experience with gas companies in the past. Here we go. Can we please refrain from all this talk of gas? There's an all-out attack underway here, in case you hadn't noticed, against my company's gas. And I'm supposed to sit here and take it, am I? I don't think so. She's really buzzing now. All I've heard about our wonderful fuel was explosions and poisons. What about electricity, What about getting electrocuted? What about that? A little explosion here and there's nothing in comparison. Any explosion could hardly be described as nothing, madam. Nevertheless, the theft of your gas is deplorable. My point exactly. But the gas thieves ain't even the worst of our enemies. We have far more devious reprobates to contend with on a daily basis, you know. More devious? Who, madam? Other gas companies, of course. Other gas companies? Not quite what I was expecting. We generate gas and we deliver it to our customers fair and square. Indeed, nobody is questioning that, madam. Altamont is an exemplary gas company. But there are other unscrupulous gas companies here in London that don't even have any gas at all. What? What if they don't have any? But if they don't have any gas, how do they go about selling it to people? You wouldn't think it possible, would you? But they steal our gas, you see, and sell that. This is a lot about gas. I feel like there's going to be a different case over the gas. They steal your gas? How on earth is such a thing possible? Gas companies like ours deliver gas to people's homes by a network of pipes. But these devious reprobates secretly disconnect our pipes and divert our gas into their own rotten pipes. Then they make a contract with the households supplied with those pipes and take money for the precious gas that's rightfully ours, without us even knowing. They're diverting gas into their own pipes illegally? What a brazen form of theft! When we visit customers' houses to collect the money from their meters, we always have to check whether or not one of these devious companies has been stuck up to its tricks. Oh! We'll do that soon. I had no idea. That's almost unbelievable. It might seem unbelievable to you, but it's happening all the time. Right here in the capital. It's very difficult selling something you can't see, you know? Very difficult indeed. Thank you, that'll do. Clearly this is a very involved subject, but I feel we have digressed too much already. I concur. Though if my learned friend wishes to become an expert in gas, I believe the subject will suit him well. For your new career, nothingness. Dick, thank you so much. You will turn your attention to the next year's assertion, please, Consul. No, we won't. We're gonna go back to Galilee. We're almost there. There it is. Hi! Look at this freaking guy with his giant mouth open. Just looking for hot dogs. Okay, let's go. Pursue.
Excuse me.
Do you have something to say about that, juror number 3? Oh, golly. He actually says golly. I forgot that. Oh, golly. You mean me? I'm terribly sorry. I was just thinking to myself. I really did catch him off guard there. Thinking about what the lady next to you was saying, correct? Well, yeah. I just got a little riled about it recently, you see? Go on. An Altamont gas worker visited my house the other day to investigate the pipe work. We need to ask you for your cooperation while we carry out a secret check of your property, sir, the fellow said. So I let him in, and do you know what he did? I'm, afraid I have no idea. Please tell us. He proceeded to take one of my lights off the wall. Then he grabbed the exposed mouth of the pipe and started blowing into it. What do you think you're doing, young man? You're giving away company secrets there. Oh, please, everybody knows. But it was very nearly the death of me, I can tell you. What do you mean? Yeah, I don't know. I'll explain if you don't mind. As I said before, these unscrupulous other gas companies connect their customers to our pipe network. Yes, but how does blowing into the pipes come into it? Obviously, there's gas in the pipes, and it's at a fairly low pressure. By blowing air through the pipe, you can make the pressure drop temporarily. And if you do that, any lights connected to the same pipe will flicker for a moment.
I see. In other words, if upon blowing into the pipe the lights of an adjacent property that has no contract with the company flicker, you can know that these devious scoundrels have been meddling with the pipes.
Exactly, my lord. That's it in a nutshell. It's the reason why we have teams of workers going around neighborhoods to investigate which lights flicker. The trouble is, the particular worker who came to my house didn't know the strength of his own breath. He blew down the pipe with all his might, and you can guess what happened, don't you?
Well, if he blew hard, then... Wait! You mean...
That's right. The lights didn't just flicker. They went out, along with the stove. Gas started pouring into the house.
What a disaster!
The gas supply must have been interrupted briefly because the man blew too hard, so the flames went out. I'm afraid I yelled at the fella. Are you trying to kill us all? I said. So by disconnecting a lamp and blowing into the exposed gas pipe, it's possible to extinguish lamps and stoves connected to the same network of pipes. And then when the gas starts flowing again, it just silently seeps into the room.
That's effing scary.
Mr. Naruhodo, I think perhaps...
Yes, this is almost certainly the clue that we've been hoping for. It is, because I got no clue.
Juror number 3. The defense requests that you amend your statement to include that information. Well, if you like, I don't mind. Well, I do. That's our company's secret method of identifying the rogues that tried to diddle us. Like I said, madam, it's widely known already. Well, shit.
Very well, juror number 3. You will amend your statement accordingly.
Yes, my lord. Although I'm not really sure what the point of all this is.
Neither am I at the moment. I have no clue.
Blow too hard in your gas pipe and you'll extinguish everything in the house, and then you're in real trouble.
Let's do the rest of these guys. It's a little sketchy at times. What the hell? You mean it's poisoned? That's right. It's happened to Tiny a few times now. This is most troubling indeed. It's always days like this one when I don't get any wages. I get that at tea time, see? And I see her doing it, my wife. She gets that devilish look on her face. She slips some white powder into my cup.
And, you drink it anyway?
I was brought up proper, I was. If someone gives you a cup, you drink it.
And what happened to you? What did it taste like?
It was god-awful, believe you me. Salty as hell. Oh, God!
Then I think perhaps what your wife put in your tea was salt.
No! So, she doesn't even care about enough to poison me properly, eh? Unbelievable. Let's move on, please.
Nothing else past the victim's oh my god, I already forgot the old man wasn't one with.
If nothing else passed the victim's lips that night, there's no other explanation, is there? I meant to press that. This is hopeless. There's no way for me to appeal to these people. I do think that the only way she shall overcome this difficult situation is by exposing the way in which Mr. Shancer was really poisoned. We have to prove that it happened some other way, and not by Mr. Natsume's tea. Yes, I know. The trouble is, I have absolutely no idea how it did happen. We're gonna go with gas poisoning? Is that the idea? Mr. Naruhodo, I wonder if perhaps there's something you might have forgotten. Oh? Like what? It's important to watch everyone— I knew it! Everyone involved and pursue people that react to something someone else says. If you'd like me to remind you exactly what I mean, I'd be more than happy to, of course. Tutorials in the second case. Once again, Saseki-san's fate is entirely in my hands here. I probably owe it to my client to hear any advice my assistant may be able to offer. Perhaps I ought to let Sasato-san remind me then again? No need, I got this. Actually, I don't think there's any need. It's vital that we start trying to change these jurors' minds as soon as possible. Of course, I'm sure you're right. But if you decide you would like your memory refreshed, you need only ask Mr. Naruhodo. Sure thing. Okay, let's get to the old man. I had a good old man voice and I forgot it already. That's how great I am at this. I'm an old man. Does that mean that if the victim could be shown to have ingested something else, you'd change your mind? Sorry, what's that? No. Oh, I was just saying if the victim did actually eat or drink something else on that night. What's the matter with you? Sorry? I said, if nothing else passed the victim's lips that night, there's no other explanation, is there? Haven't you been listening to me at all? I feel there's an English expression about a pot and a kettle that's appropriate here. Compared to the other jurors, who don't even appear to have anything to say about the case at all, it would seem that this elderly gentleman has been listening to the proceedings far more intently. I suppose the trouble is, he has selective hearing? Exactly, but still, this juror may well be the key to breakthrough that we so desperately need. Is he? Okay. No need. Okay, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Get loose. Okay, so... all the evidence, you say? Yeah, I don't know what this is gonna do for me. So we're gonna try this, I guess? Let's scum save, because I don't know how this is gonna go. Try pitting these two first.
Objection!
Got it! Okay! These two statements clearly contradict each other. Good gracious! To whose statement do you refer, counsel? Juror number 6. Did you hear what juror number 3 just said? Yeah, what? Yes, of course. I heard him mumbling about something or other. There is another explanation here, I believe. Something besides Mr. Natsume's tea did, in a manner of speaking, pass the victim's lips on the night in question. What? What explanation? I wonder, did the police check the mouth of the gas pipe feeding the wall light at the scene? To see if there were any traces of poison there? I was curious to see what your floundering would result in this time. With the mouth of a gas pipe? Scotland Yard have enough to do without exploring such irrelevance. Huh? What a piece of work is a man. What are you trying to say, Mr. Shamshir? What speakest thou? Prithee, is it not strange and strange? That this is what I say to thee, sir? I thought I'd been quite clear. Let me put it another way. The strychnine could have been on the mouth of the gas pipe that feeds the wall lamp in your room. And that is how the poison came to enter your body. Good lord.
I don't get it yet either.
Are they tasted then, gas pipes? Is that what they're saying?
Or was the gentleman suggesting that the poor man was so desperately hungry he tried to fill his belly with gas? Perhaps no actress would perform a kiss scene with him, hmm?
Oh my god.
For shame, madam, speaking thy fancy. I assure you I'm not such a buffoon that I have to kiss pipes.
Objection!
This is no summation examination. This is a farce. The prosecution will not stand for any more of my learned Nipponese friend's conjecture. To begin with, the lamp in the victim's room is high on the wall. In order to have placed his lips to the pipe that feeds it, he would have to be a contortionist. These are empty assertions. There is no possible proof that the man did as you say.
Objection!
It's true. I have no proof that Mr. Shansper put his lips to the pipe. However, I can say with some certainty that on multiple occasions, Mr. Shansper has been doing something in front of that lamp on his wall. Did you need to slap yourself? And I have evidence to prove it! Did he need to slap himself? Alright, you've got our attention, lad. I'd like to see how you can be so sure of yourself. So would I. Let's see this evidence, then. Now that I've got the juries here, I need to make this opportunity count. This is the proof that time and time again, Mr. Shansper stood in front of his gas lamp. Double check. Yep, right there. I don't get why he would do it.
Take that!
What the? These are... Wait, what are they called? Yes, skin prints that were found at the scene.
Skin prints, counsel?
They're not going to be... This would not count as any evidence, really.
I've never heard of such things.
Like, this would not be admissible in actual court right now.
The Justice Ministry is currently assessing whether or not to permit fingerprints as evidence in court, however.
Yeah, there you go. My lord, this is an exciting new forensic technique developed by the great detective Sherlock Holmes. It reveals all the places that Mr. Shansper touched in his room.
I've never seen anything like that. I mean, that's black magic, isn't it? Well, if anyone could invent something like this, it's that great Sholmes fellow, that's for sure.
That guy's gotten 3 voices today. I agree. This month's edition of Engineering Thumbs was quite fascinating. We found skin prints in many places that you would expect. On the table, on the costumes. However, Mr. Shansper also appears to have been touching some very unexpected places in his room. For example, here.
Around the hanging picture there, yeah, indeed, both old handprints appear to be visible.
Well, I wonder, could he have been appreciating the artwork, perhaps? At first, my colleagues and I thought the same. However, imagine standing with your hands where those prints are, and you would find yourself directly in front of... I don't believe it. Yeah, the gas lamp. Though the reason why isn't immediately obvious, it's clear that Mr. Shansper has regularly been standing with his hands to the wall in front of that lamp.
Right. What have you been up to, you nut?
I'd ask the court to recall juror number 4's earlier statement. Me? What did I say? You said that blowing into a gas pipe would make the lights in the entire building flicker. And now, if you'll recall juror number 3's statement... What? Me now? When the gas worker who visited his home blew with too much force into the pipe, it caused all the lights in the gas stove to go out, and gas to start leaking into the rooms. Obviously, that incident was an accident. However, the simple fact is, if Mr. Shansper were to have blown hard into the gas pipe here in his room, he could have extinguished every other light and gas stove in the building at will.
Crikey!
Are you suggesting that the man purposely caused the gas to...
Why does he protect this man? Why does he keep protecting bad people is my question.
Whilst I'll acknowledge that the prosecution is required to remain silent during a submission examination, I must toast my learned friend's utterly disregard for the letter of the law.
He's going to bring up the fact that this isn't illegal evidence to bring up. What is the meaning of this, Lord Von Zeeks?
This curious photograph, or whatever it is, presented by the defense, the so-called skin print. Clearly, that cannot be accepted as any form of usable evidence in this case.
But it's an exciting new forensic technique developed by a great detective.
It's nothing. A mere toy developed by an amateur sleuth with too much time on his hands.
Ah! Certainly even research of this nature by the esteemed Mr. Sholmes cannot be recognized by the court as formal evidence.
But... Please, my lord, if I may.
Mrs. Sato?
It was not the defense's intention to submit the skin prints as formal evidence. We merely wish to present the results of the great detective's investigation at the scene, as a tool by which to explain a possibility to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. And if the trial were to come to an end now, we should never learn the truth behind these mysterious handprints that everyone has seen now. I don't believe we can allow that to happen, and I'm sure the jurors would agree.
Swaying the court. You're right. Whether these strange handprints are a significant clue or not, it's down to us to decide. Juror number 3! Wow, Sasato MVP right there.
Oh yes, I do declare the great detective's investigation results sound absolutely fascinating. And I want to hear what that shady actor fella has to say about those shady handprints.
2 makes it no longer unanimous. I thought I need to get the majority back. What's the matter with you two? That was foolhardy. Well, I did say it, didn't I? And I don't like to break a promise. No, wait! You heard his lordship. It's not fair dinkum evidence. Don't care, old man. Kablam! Okay, just need one more. Need one more.
Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. If just one more juror changes his or her mind, Mr. Natsume's trial will have to continue.
Thank you, Mrs. Sato. But I couldn't have done it without you.
Oh no, it was you who identified the clue after all. This is very much your success.
Why, Mr. Shansphere? You seem to be losing your composure.
Just one more juror, Mr. Naruhodo. You can do it. Get their ass.
Very well. Continue, counsel.
I'm very interested in the results of this great detective's investigation at the scene.
Well, the ones who decide the evidence is worthy of consideration are not us, the jury. I don't believe in breaking promises. We can't come to a decision while so much is up in the air. So I need to hit this guy with evidence of some kind. Let's press him again. See if anything new. All the evidence he said. Okay, let's see here. Okay, there's nothing there, okay. Oh, that's new! The skin prints history. Well, the defense has demonstrated another possible explanation for the events on the night in question. What do you make of that? What, your so-called skin prints?
It's an exciting new forensic investigation technique developed by the great detective himself.
The numerous handprints on the wall are clearly out of the ordinary. And Mr. Shansphere had indeed put his mouth to the gas pipe on the night in question. It can't be denied that there's a possibility that's where the poison was. Well, yes, I won't deny that it's playing on my mind. But as the prosecution rightly says, we should pay no heed to unacceptable forms of evidence. And besides...
Yes?
Even if the fella has been up to some mischief with the gas pipe dozens of times before. It doesn't mean he got up to the same shenanigans on the night in question, does it? Oh. If you can't make your case better than that, I'm afraid I can't change my stance.
You do make a very valid point, sir.
What?
That's true. Perhaps I was a little hasty.
No, wait. Look, you've got your chance here, haven't you? So it's time to prove your theory. If you and your Japanese cohorts can, that is. Just leave our nationality out of this, please.
Mr. Naruhodo, if we can't substantiate our position, I'm afraid the jurors that changed their minds before may very well change them back.
What can I do? Is there any proof? Is there any more proof I can get here? Can I show that Mr. Shamster really did blow down that gas pipe on the night in question? Garadib? Maybe Garadib. Try.
I have supporting testimony.
No, in truth, I don't have evidence to support my theory. However, there is a witness testimony that substantiates it. What's that? Testimony?
This is incredible. Whose testimony?
Yes, it's all connected. Everything is linked. A person whose testimony revealed details about the gas in the Garadib residence that night, namely... Can I just be Mr. Garadib? There he is, Mr. Garadib. Okay.
Take that!
Well, Mr. Foreman, does that convince you? It doesn't. I don't think he was listening. Rest assured, Counsel, I shan't let such nonsensical answers go without penalty. Thought I'd get away with that one.
A witness who spoke with the gas on the night in question. Yes, there was someone.
That's what I thought too, but I obviously chose the wrong person. Okay, Garadib talked about it in investigation. The problem is, I don't remember who talked about it in case. Yeah, there's only 3 people who have done anything as far as talking. I gotta go through a lot of crap to get to the spot again. Let's go with Gasman. Let's go Gasman. Let's try him. Not him? Balls! Who was it? I'm losing all my things right now. Oh my god. Okay, we better scum save. We better scum save. We already lost 2. So I think... there's only 2 people left. Saseki and juror number 4. We're gonna say juror number 4 just cause.
Take that!
So it's Saseki! We're gonna be allowed to use Saseki? I figured because he said your Japanese cohorts, it wouldn't be them, but okay, it's gotta be Saseki-san. It's him or Gregson. Him or Gregson.
Take that!
It's Saseki himself, alright. Obviously, I'm talking about the defendant, Mr. Saseki Natsume himself. The defendant? At the very beginning of the proceedings here in court yesterday, Mr. Natsume said the following. My lodgings! There's been a whole series of strange happenings in my lodgings! Even on that fateful night it happened, when I returned from Mr. Shamspeare's room. I lit my gas stove and climbed into bed, but before long, the stove went out, and somebody tried to kill me! Ah, okay. On the night in question, the gas in the defendant's room went out. So I asked the court, was that a mere coincidence, or not? Oh, good golly!
So Shamster fed a blue air into the gas pipe to make the man's stove go out on purpose?
Now hold your horses there. What would he do that for? Here's the thing, wouldn't that mess with Garadib too? Mr. Foreman! What is it, man? We cannot allow judgment to be passed whilst this doubt remains. It's true that I don't have conclusive evidence yet. However, you must surely agree, there is more to this case than meets the eye. Ugh. Fair enough. Like I said at the outset, I'm a man of logic first and foremost. Kabam! Alright, there we go. That's 4 jurors leaning towards not guilty, my lord. We've overturned the decision. Therefore, the defense calls for the trial to continue. Woo! As the defense has rightfully indicated, summation examination has concluded with a majority of jurors altering their decisions. 2 juror members now feel called guilty, 4 now called not guilty. Therefore, the jury's opinion is conflicted and in accordance with the law of this land. I hereby order the continuation of this trial. Mr. William Shamspeare.
My lord, how can thy humble Shamspeare serve thee?
What say you in response to the various revelations made during the summation examination?
So God mend me, I do solemnly swear. I recall aught of either the lamp or the pipe.
But your handprints have been made a tiny mess all over the wall there. How do you explain that, eh?
I am done with this. The dignity of this great courtroom has been sullied enough already. Juror number 5.
Who, me?
As I went to some pains to point out already, a print from the self-professed detective's toy has no place in a British court of law.
Ugh.
As such, whether or not this man did indeed stand before the gas lamp with his hands against the wall remains at this time unestablished conjecture. You would all do well to remember that.
Objection!
Well, the prosecution must concede that it would be extremely simple to verify. Just order the mouth of the gas pipe feeding that lamp in Mr. Chancellor's room to be examined. If there are traces of poison there.
Objection!
What appears to be extremely simple is my Nipponese friend's mind. You'll recall that in order to check for the presence of poison in the tea, some remnants of tea were required.
Yes?
Therefore, it shouldn't be beyond your wit to imagine that, even if poison were to have been spread on the pipe, it would have been completely evaporated by now, making any analysis impossible.
Ah! I didn't think of that. In any case, Consul, I fail to see what it could possibly have motivated the man to do as you describe. Why on earth would this fellow have wanted to blow air into the gas pipe work where he lived? There's only one possibility that I can think of. And that is murder. To use the leaking gas to commit murder, yup! Order, Consul. Precisely whose life do you propose this man was plotting to end? The answer couldn't be simpler. Now we've unraveled the mystery this far. Mr. Chancellor wanted to end the life of this effing guy.
Take that!
If a gas lamp were to go out, it would be noticed immediately, of course. But a gas stove, on the other hand, could be silently extinguished by the killer without anyone noticing. I live around these parts myself, so I know what it's like. I can tell you, trying to sleep without the stove lid is pretty much suicide. You'd freeze to death in no time. Mr. Garrett, the landlord, has a large fireplace in his part of the residence on the top floor. In other words, it wasn't the landlord, but a fellow lodger whose life Mr. Chancellor was trying to end. Outrageous! I'm talking, of course, about the defendant. Mr. Natsume isn't the villain in this case. He's the victim this man was trying to murder! Good gracious! Again!
Objection!
The accused is actually the aggrieved? Interesting. However, the fundamental facts of this case remain unchanged. Namely,
that the accused is the aggressor here. What? How can you still claim that?
let us indulge your fancies for a moment and assume that there was indeed poison on the mouth of the gas pipe. The question that then arises is who put it there?
Who did put it there?
The only logical conclusion is that the person responsible was aware of this man's trickery with the gas supply and his intent to kill.
That would mean what's his name, right? I think it would mean what's his name, but maybe.
Yes, that would indeed seem logical. If the assailant was unaware, how would he or she have known to lace the end of the gas pipe with poison? So now we must ask, how could anyone have known of Mr. Shamspeare's murderous designs?
Huh, you mean to suggest?
Naturally, the sole possible answer to that question couldn't be more obvious. Only the man whose life was being threatened could possibly have known.
What?
In other words, the person who put the poison on the gas pipe in what was a clear retaliatory attack can only have been the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume.
Ah!
Whatever Mr. William Shamspeare may or may not have contrived to do, he was nevertheless the victim of a potentially lethal poison attack. And the only person who could possibly have perpetrated that attack is the accused, Mr. Natsume. The defense counsel's theorizing has failed to divert suspicion from the accused. Far from it. In fact, now that a clear motive for the poisoning has been successfully established, that suspicion is greater than ever. Would you not agree, my Nipponese friend?
Ah! How did he manage to turn that around on me so quite rapidly?
Mr. Nadahodo, you must respond. Otherwise, the members of the jury may very well change their leanings against us again. And this may be our last chance to gain the advantage.
What advantage?
Well, it would seem that somebody put poison in the gas pipe in Mr. Shamspeare's room. We must name that person now and absolve Mr. Natsume of guilt.
Who? You mean name the true culprit?
I know it might sound impossible, but if we fail to do that, I have no doubt that Mr. Natsume's fate will be sealed once and for all.
As it happens, one possible culprit does come to mind. The evidence, the poison. It's all pointing to a particular person now.
The prosecution calls for the jury to consider their leanings again. I trust you'll make the correct choice this time, Mr. Foreman.
What? Oh, don't you worry. We know exactly what. Objection, here it comes.
Get their ass.
There is one other person who I believe could have been involved in all of this. The true culprit of this crime.
The true culprit? A term found only in second-rate novels featuring third-rate great detectives, my Nipponese friend. But why not? This farce has gone on for so long already. I see no reason to cut it short before its disappointing climax.
Thank you.
Tell us, my learned Nipponese friend, what is your latest theory? Who is the so-called true culprit of this crime?
It is over here. I think it's Altamont. Not Altamont, but Meterman. I think it's Meterman. And we will figure out if that's the correct answer next time on the Great Ace Chronicles. Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. So I had fun. Hope you had fun watching. That's what's all about it. Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and I'll see you next time.